What's up, my guys and geeks? As you know, the Fantastic Four cast has been announced, and I made a video breaking down the cast and what we know about the movie so far and my thoughts on all of that. Full video by clicking the card somewhere up here. But in that video, I talked about how the Fantastic Four are looking like they're going to be from the 1960s. And I questioned how it was possible that they could have existed in the 1960s and yet be unknown to heroes in the modern MCU. And today, I think I found the answer to that question. Today, I want to explain why the Fantastic Four used to be a band. Alright, if you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell for more awesome Geek Space content. And be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you think of this theory. Do you think it's way too out there, or does it sound kind of plausible? So I got this idea when I was thinking about in Multiverse of Madness how Doctor Strange made that crack about how Fantastic Four and he thought they charted in the 60s.
Fantastic Four. Didn't you guys chart in the 60s?
And obviously that was a joke as to how the Fantastic Four sometimes kind of looks like a band or something. They all have the matching uniforms and the four members and whatnot. Some kind of resemble a band. But I was thinking about how it's possible that the Fantastic Four could have been active superheroes in the 1960s and yet be unknown to people in the present day. Because we see that there is knowledge of superheroes from the 20th century in the modern day MCU. Captain America was famous even before he was unfrozen from the ice because people knew of his escapades back during World War II.
Sam Wilson.
Steve Rogers.
I kind of put that together.
But I think that the reason nobody knows of the Fantastic Four as superheroes is because maybe they're famous for something entirely different. Perhaps they're famous for being a well-known band. Now, I don't mean that the Fantastic Four were actually musical performers who went around giving performances and then being superheroes as their night job, but rather perhaps that the Fantastic Four were not public superheroes, and that the way they covered for all their traveling and moving across the globe was by pretending to be a band.
They call me the Human Torch. Ladies call me Torch.
Now, because Iron Man revealed his identity at the end of his film, and because the MCU has not made a pattern of preserving secret identities, it's sometimes easy to forget that a lot of superheroes traditionally don't reveal their identities. And it's entirely possible that since the Fantastic Four are like Marvel's first family, they wanted to maintain their privacy, that they didn't want all of their family drama in life to be out public as part of their superhero lives. So perhaps the Fantastic Four built this cover story. They were a band, and that's how they got famous, that's how people knew them, and that's how they were able to cover for their movements around the globe. So while they were really doing superhero escapades and fighting crime, what everybody thought was that they were a band, and therefore nobody in the modern MCU would even think to mention them as superheroes. Now, Reed Richards is one of the smartest people to ever be on the planet and to ever exist inside the Marvel Universe, so it probably wouldn't be that hard for him to whip up some kind of holographic technology or some kind of life model decoys or something that could perform and actually serve as a band to cover for the Fantastic Four's movements without the Fantastic Four actually having to be musical performers. And then I'm not sure what would explain why they haven't been active in the MCU recently. They could have slipped into a wormhole. It could be something with time travel. They could be trapped in an alternate dimension. Any number of things. But this story would still allow them to exist within the MCU prior to any kind of multiversal reset or anything. And also explain why nobody in the MCU seems to remember them. Now, I definitely don't think that the writers went into Multiverse of Madness and had Doctor Strange make that crack about the Fantastic Four being a band in order to set this up. I highly doubt they were thinking that far ahead. But I do think they could take that little tease that they gave us and turn it into an actual story plotline. And if the Fantastic Four are as smart and as well put together and as capable as they would seem to be, then it's perfectly reasonable that they were able to hide their superhero activities and their superpowers from the rest of the world while masquerading as a band. But alright, that's my ideas about how the Fantastic Four could actually have been a band in the MCU this entire time. Be sure to give me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell for more awesome Geek Space content. If you want to see me rank all the MCU shows and movies from worst to best, you can click on this side of the screen. And if you want to see me rank all the MCU heroes, you can click on this side of the screen. But you've only got 3 seconds because this video is about to end. Adios!